Good morning, my name is Nate with Coffee Connections, and I am going to show you how to do a pour over. There's a lot of different ways and methods of how to actually do a pour over, and we're going to show you how we do it here at Coffee Connections. So a couple of supplies you're going to need right off the bat. Obviously you need a cup or a mug of some sort. This is a 12-ounce mug that we're going to be using. We like using these plastic filters. They're called V60s. Hario is the brand that makes them. And we like using these filters. They come in packs like this. These are the O2 filters, just because of this vessel is an O2, so we got the ones that match. There are some pour overs that are porcelain, some that are reusable, some that have like underneath here, they have 3 different holes. We prefer the one that has the circle underneath, that way all the coffee drips down into that. So to do this, you're going to grind your coffee. It's gonna kind of look like that. It's not as fine as espresso, and it's not going to be as coarse as like a drip coffee would be, and it's definitely not as coarse as a French press. So we're kind of looking for a fine grind on that, but not terribly too fine. So as we pour it, this is what we look for when we make a pour over here. You're just going to slowly add the water to the center, and then you're going to stop. What this is going to allow to do is going to allow the coffee to actually brew. The goal for a lot of people that talk about this is that they want to see the carbon dioxide to start building within the actual coffee itself, where we create this thing called a bloom. And that bloom is just carbon dioxide just built up within the coffee, kind of condenses and holds it there. The longer you let that sit, the little bit more stronger the first drips are going to be, which is going to play a great profile strength in what you're going to be drinking. So if we look here, again, you'll see that that bloom has now popped up, which is a great indicator of how fresh your coffee is. So if you watch this, I'm going to just add some more water, and I'm going to break that bloom, and you can see the steam of the carbon dioxide coming off. You can kind of see the coffee turning more of a pale color. So this is where we're going to start brewing coffee. A lot of people have different methods of how they actually make this happen. Some people will stand here and they'll just kind of pour in like this. I think that's way too tedious and way too much work. Some people will just dump the water in and then brew it from there, which is not much of a difference between that and a bun brewer. So with a pour over, what we're going to do is we're trying to keep the water at the exact same level as possible. And the more we do that, the more extraction that coffee is going to brew into the actual cup itself. So if you come back and look here, as I keep brewing this, I'm just going to slowly add water, and I'm just going to go in a nice circle motion. I'm not going to try to touch the filter, and I'm not going to kind of make a zigzag. I'm just going to try to create a motion constantly of brewing. Something that I read in a book, which has been really cool. A lot of people, this goes back and forth, but something we do here at Coffee Connections is we take a spoon and we agitate the beans by slowly putting the spoon in there and just moving the grounds. I'm not hitting the sides with the spoon because I could pop the filter. I don't want that happening. I just want to mix the beans up. Because as you brew coffee, the beans sometimes will start clumping together, and as they clump together, they're not going the coffee's not going to extract all the way. So we need to break up the coffee ground so that way even extraction happens with all the water that pours down through. So when you do that, your coffee, your pour over coffee, for example, will start looking a little bit different. So if you look here, you can see there's like this kind of nice shimmer on top of it. It's not as dark and robust as it was before. And the more I add water, the more watered down this coffee is going to be. So right before we're done making our pour over, we're just going to lift up on the vessel. We can see it's getting really close there. Then we're going to take that and put that into the sink. And there we go. We got a cup of coffee that's ready to go. Some people also suggest maybe taking a spoon and stirring the contents of the coffee itself to kind of just start mixing it around to make it taste good. And when it comes to the pour over, something you'll have to know is your ratios as far as coffee to water is concerned based on the size vessel that you're using. So for this 12-ounce size, because this is a house roasted coffee that I'm doing, I want the flavor profile to be a little bit more. So I'm using about 16 grams of coffee that I'm using in this. And for about 11 to 12 ounces of water is the ratio that I'm looking for. A lot of places will use a standard ratio of 2 tablespoons of coffee per about 6 to 8 ounces of water. and then they go from there. So basically how you do your pour over, how you do your coffee in general, is all based on what you want it to taste like. So the first couple of times you do this, it's gonna be an experiment. Try to figure out if you like it stronger, if you like it weaker, if you want more flavor, or if you want, you can start with a 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 gram of bean to 1 ounce of water, and kind of go from there. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you and walk you through what that looks like for you and your home brewing system. But for pour over, that's what we do here.